Good morning, everybody. Chin scratch to kick off this week. Sleeves are rolled up because it's going to be another absolutely full-on, not really sure what's going to be happening week at Manchester United. I say not sure what's going to be happening. I kind of know exactly what's going to happen. Looks like Michael Carrick's going to be our next interim caretaker manager. No head coach. I'll speak about that. I'll speak about the game yesterday. Do I have to? Yes, I do have to. We'll run through that. We'll run through Fletcher's reaction. We'll run through comments, Shea Lacey's red card. But the majority of today's conversation and focus is going to be on, of course, Michael Carrick. And it was at this point last week that 5 minutes ago, I think the news that Ruben Amorim was sacked came out. None of us really saw it coming. Not on that day. From a results perspective, hey, loved. This damn football club, man. Still feeding the vultures who just enjoy watching the corpse of United slowly rot away. Might be a bit of an extreme way to explain it, but it's how I'm feeling this morning. My word. My word. Let me say hello to everybody. Let's get on with today's show. Steph, Maddie, Carl, Gungshi, Ant, you're there as well. JC. It's a busy one. So nice to see plenty of mods out here because I'm sure it'll get spicy in the comments. Gungshi, as always, dude. You're coming in here. You're being generous. Can you not be generous and actually give us a few wins? I don't know. I wish I could. Sam, tell me everything's going to be okay. I mean, come on. Jeez. Like, down here, like, Carrick fan, he's saying, need your positivity, Sam. Like, I hope it isn't like a shtick that I'm just like, this happy, positive chappy. It's just, it always takes the the red tinted specs route. Like, this club is just a faded memory of what it was. It's like an impersonator. And I'll speak about Ineos. Anyway, the reason I will always take a positive angle, don't want to use the word spin, but a positive approach is just, I think that's just in general a healthier way to operate as a fan. Because I swear to God, if I went down the other path, I don't know where I'll be right now. First things first, let's go through the important news. Bruno Fernandes got his Twitter account hacked last night. Saying the truth. Twitter account hacked? Or did he just say that and then say he got his account hacked? Anyway, that was a bit of fun. Wasn't really fun. Just wanted to start with that. Completely random and unrelated. Let's go here. Let's speak about it. Yusuf, is it Yusuf down there? It was. Thank you for gifting some memberships. All of you, please go into Discord and just be nice to each other. Actually have conversations. Imagine, Mike, you're not happy at Jason Wilcox. I'm going to be speaking about the ownership a little bit later, dude, because I've got to focus here on what's going on with the managers, all right? To summarise what's happened in the last 7 days. Ruben Amorim called out... Can I just... this feels... Am I going to use the word obvious? Maybe it feels like the word obvious. Ruben Amorim would still be United's head coach if he didn't come out and call out his seniors in public. No matter what you said about Amorim's results and Amorim's football and not playing copy and doing this and doing that, back four, back three, back. The reason he got sacked when he got sacked at the speed that he got sacked, the one that caught even Andy Mitten off track, he goes, I'll be honest, I went to bed and I had no real sort of whisperings. I wasn't being told by anybody that Ruben Amorim's going to get sacked. He got sacked because he called out his seniors. And that's what sort of sent this into a kind of a week of a frenzy. Because I don't think United particularly... Going into that Leeds game, maybe it was the broken relationship after the conversation with Wilcox. United moved pretty rapidly over a 72-hour period, and then we had Fletcher come in. Fletcher's now had 2 games in charge. Burnley, we should have won against Burnley. We know that. I'll speak about that Brighton game yesterday. I'm going to use the word lost for words. No, because we'll sit here and have a conversation for an hour. So I'm not exactly lost for words. I'm a bit numb to it now. I have to be. Honestly, you kind of have to desensitize yourself a little bit from this situation at Manchester United, because if you don't, you will drag yourself into a deepening black hole. But after the Burnley game and after the Brighton game, we're here on Monday morning now speaking about United's next caretaker position after the interim manager has come in. I mean, how many interims and how many caretakers have we had? I have no idea. Anyway, last night, news emerged. I was in bed pretending that United didn't exist. Times coming out saying that Carrick's emerged as a favourite, and to be fair to Howson, whatever, maybe it's Rio, I don't know who it is. Anyway, Howson was saying United have chosen Michael Carrick as well. Now The Athletic is leading on this morning, so I'm going to run through the news. And then we're going to have a chat about what's going on, okay? Laurie Whitwell, Carrick is in pole position for the job as United's interim head coach. Carrick is the leading candidate after the club held face-to-face talks with him and Solskjaer. Both of them had interviews with United over the weekend. And after those interviews, Carrick has emerged. So I'm going to run through the full article, but I want you to let me know your immediate, I suppose, comments, reaction, thoughts on Carrick. Because a few days ago, we all thought it was going to be Solskjaer. Hey, look, Volpes, I've got no idea what's going on in this football club. I don't even think this club knows what's going on in this football club. I'll be completely honest. Laurie Whitwell, Carrick has moved into pole position for the role as United's interim head coach until the end of the season. Carrick has emerged as a leading candidate after he held face-to-face talks with club executives. Darren Fletcher is in line to potentially assist Carrick as a coach, and it is thought that another coach coming in to support Carrick would also be on the cards. So by the sound of it, Carrick and two assistants, in the same way that Solskjaer had McKenna, Carrick, Phelan. Do you have three assistants? I think so. United insists no final decision has been made, but an announcement is anticipated in the next 48 hours. So, we're looking at Carrick. You want to know a horrible thing to say this to begin with? Michael Carrick has managed to retire, get his coaching badges, be United's interim manager for 3 games, leave, go to Middlesbrough for a couple of years, and then come back to Manchester United as a caretaker manager, all before we've actually ever replaced him in midfield. I saw someone say that on Twitter, and I was like, well, that's depressingly accurate, isn't it? Right? I need you to let me know where you stand in all of this. Phelan. Bloody hell, do you remember that? It's not going to be Phelan again, is it? My God. Man, I love Fergie. Like, Fergie gave me everything, but the weight of Manchester United's past is like a straitjacket to moving forward, man. Whether consciously or subconsciously. Our previous successes somehow hold us back from going further forward. I don't quite know. Anyway, let me see what the BBC has also said on this. Carrick is favourite for the United caretaker role. Carrick has emerged to be appointed as United caretaker head coach, according to sources close to the process. Club chiefs are hoping to have an appointment in place for when players return to training on Wednesday. On Wednesday? Why on earth would they have 48 hours off after the Brighton game when we've got City at 12:30? Nah. They'll be in Carrington on Monday. Maybe just mean full training. Don't know. Anyway. BBC is saying the exact same thing. Let me go down here and see what you're saying. Smee's saying, think Carrick deserves a crack at it. Imagine looking at the Manchester United job and thinking, he deserves a crack at it. I suppose it's just a phrasing thing. And the two candidates, mate, you know what, right? Again, you can't prove this. It would not be a surprise to me if Ineos were aware or conscious of the quite a bit of the reaction to Solskjaer potentially coming back and thinking, is that the right one? I don't know what I want for Manchester United anymore. There's no point me sort of detailing. Like, kind of this is how I feel. Just about this football club. There's no point me detailing what I think we need. There's no point me detailing what I think like the problems are, because I've done that so many times before, and even we've actually, I thought, fixed some of those problems, did what we actually needed to do, and then we're still a pile of crap. Like, so much logic has sort of disappeared from my head. Like, I can't, and I suppose this is what makes, like, fair play to Carrick. Of course, Carrick would take the job. This is the dream job for him. And unlike Solskjaer, and this is kind of what I spoke about last week, I thought if you're looking at Solskjaer coming in, he'll just kind of be whatever you want him to be. As I said, he'll be the dinner lady. He'll go and wash the clothes. He'll go and be boot man if you ask him to. Probably not. I think he would. Carrick will want to absolutely nail this and get the job on a full-time basis. Whereas I don't think Solskjaer would have had that thought process going into it. From a tactical perspective, I'll do a video on that. Maybe I'll do it a little bit later on today. Different styles, and maybe that's part of the reason. What would you say? Okay, this is just a conversation we're having. Let's call it speculating if you want. Like, what do you think would have been the deciding factor in conversations between Carrick and United's board and Solskjaer and United's board? Because in Solskjaer, they kind of know exactly what they would get. Pros and cons. Maybe you could say the same thing about Carrick, because he was obviously boss for 3 games. Was it Valencia? Villarreal. I think it was Valencia. Beat Arsenal and then drew away at Chelsea. But in Carrick, it's something a little bit fresh by comparison. Man, this is a tough job. Oh, this is a tough job. Can you bring in Hayden Hackney on loan? Well, not on loan. Carrick player manager? Yeah, bloody hell. I wouldn't take it. Let me see what you're saying down here in the chat. Did we play back 4 yesterday? Yes, we absolutely did. We played Che Lacey. Okay, he came on. Cobby Main, who started. Still lost. It's almost like the fundamentals and the basics are more important than the system. It doesn't matter whether you play 3 at the back, 4 at the back, 5 at the back. Now, if you're just not good enough as a team, you're just not good enough at football, you're not going to win a game of football. Ta-da! Carrick is an actual coach. Someone says down there, if you can get top 4, then he has a chance, but we need an experienced manager. You weren't going to get an experienced manager at this point in time. Like, the conditions that we created for ourselves, like sacking Ruben Amorim mid-season, January, right? We were only ever going to be going down towards former players on an interim basis. Hence why Fletcher is in on an interim basis, and why the 2 candidates who have been interviewed for this role are former players, term managers in Solskjaer and Carrick. They're the only people who have been interviewed for this. No one has been interviewed, because United have no intention of bringing someone in that has a contract that lasts past May. And that's what this is going to be. Axe, you're saying, given Wilcox some grace, he didn't want Ruben. We'll judge him on his own calls for the next permanent hire in the summer. Omar needs to fix up. Mate, no one's coming out of this scot-free. You can give Wilcox a bit of grace there. But Wilcox sort of explaining that he almost sees himself as a little bit of a manager. That's just, you're just going to create loggerheads. United have somehow managed to bring in the modern football structure, but haven't fine-tuned exactly what roles and responsibilities. It's why roles and responsibilities are so important in life, man. When you're scaling, I've actually struggled a little bit on that with United People's TV, in terms of people accidentally stepping on other people's toes when you bring new people in, and you sort of kind of switch a role. I know I'm talking on a micro. I only talk about stuff I've got experience with. But with United, certainly, by the sound of it, Amorim and Wilcox clashed over the actual specifics of the role, about who was actually the ultimate leading voice and power on something. Sonic, the club should apologise to Amorim and get him back. Dude, like, Amorim's results were, when you look back on Amorim's time at United in a few years' time, you have any idea how unkind history is going to be to Amrim? 30-odd% win percentage. Like, awful. And we were no better playing the back three system at the end of his tenure compared to the start of his tenure. The progress simply never came. Then that might simply be... You know what's a little bit ironic? You do realise that Carrick, a lot of times in possession, building up, will end up with a back three. You do know that, right? One of his fullbacks will push on. And you'll actually end up getting a... Carrick, this is the thing I'm most curious about. Carrick's Middlesbrough, notoriously in the Championship, they had a lot of possession. They had a lot of patience. They had a lot of build-up. A lot of passing out from the back. People down here saying that's stats without any context. Aidan, I'm talking about... You say stats without context. I'm talking about results over a 15-month period. That's a long time. But the reason Amrim went was not because of results. Amrim went because he clashed with the people above him. Dude. People come in here, tell me I'm wrong about Amrim, tell me I'm wrong about this. It's just like there's just infights and just punches everywhere, like Fletcher this and Carrick that and Amrim this and Wilcox that, and now I don't know, Solskjaer this. Let's speak about him, Delo that, like bang, swing, headbutt, bang, bang, uppercut. That's just what the fan base is right now. Like choose your fights, because you can't swing at 15 people at once. That's kind of what it feels like. But with Carrick, seems the club has chosen him. Would that be down to... Yeah, like, can I ask you, what do you think would have been the deciding factor for United choosing Carrick over Solskjaer? What do you think it was? Was it the progression that he showed at Middlesbrough? Was it what he did in this first 4 or 5 months at Middlesbrough when he came in and then took them from where they were to where they are in a very short period of time? Is it to do with his tactical approach by comparison of Solskjaer? Is it to do with his coaching ability? Is it to do with all of those? Let me know what you think. Rev, you think it's Ole's had a go before? It's something new? Like, I mean, it happens a lot in football. When it's something new, it's something unknown. It could be everything we need. But maybe we already know exactly what we're going to get with Solskjaer. Would that have necessarily been an awful thing for something which is only a 4-month role? I don't know. Daz, you seemingly obsessed with United signing yes men, and that's why Carrick's been brought in. Yeah, all right, you do you. Start of play, someone says down there. Fan backlash. We've done another Eric Ten Hag. I don't know what the fan backlash chose the manager. I don't think that whatsoever. May well have influenced though. And I think Carrick would be more willing to just do as he's told. So you got another yes man down there. Plenty of you in the comments. Fucking hell. Mate, if you care about this football club, this circus is just... It's like debilitating. It's gone past the word exhausting. You have to, I'm telling you, you've got to numb yourself to this shit. Or you just drag yourself into a dark place, man. I wish him the best. I really, really do. Do I think this season is over? Yeah. Sam, yeah, clearing, yeah, exactly. If they brought Solskjaer in, then you all would have been saying, they brought in a yes man. Now you bring Carrick in, it's because he's a yes man. I'm tired. I'm tired, people. I'm not having that almost childish argument in the comments, if I'm being completely honest. Both of them are former United players with an affinity for the club and will have a ton of similarities about them in terms of being yes men. What do we even need in these next 4 months? I can't even tell you. I really can't. Because I didn't expect a new manager bounce from Fletcher. Because I didn't think that Fletcher was walking into a dressing room that was just like full of players who didn't want to play for the manager anymore, who were just down tools and they were just depressed and they were just angry, didn't want to play football anymore. The straight jackets off. Look, like Mourinho to Solskjaer. That was obviously going to be a new manager bounce. It's like the strict disciplinarian's lead that no one bloody likes. And then like your favourite, maybe I shouldn't use the word PE teachers here, but I don't know, it's like when a supply teacher comes in. It's not even a supply teacher. My analogies are crap this morning. It's just somebody love comes in. Great fun. I think the dressing room was firmly behind Amram, despite the results. Like I think from a man management perspective, people really, really liked him as a man. So when Fletcher came in, it wasn't as if people were like, thank God for that. Now we can play football. And now what happens? Carrick comes in. I'm sure he will gain respect just in the same way that Fletcher did. Again, there's going to be quite a lot of similarities across here. In many ways, you could say it's a little bit of a sideward step, but in a lot of ways, it's not. Now, Carrick has experience. He has gone in and he had done a very good job at Middlesbrough. He did plateau a little bit. He took them from where they were lowly and he brought them up towards the playoffs, and he wasn't able to get them through the playoffs, and it kind of went in a little bit of a cycle like that. But at United, his job is to effectively do in the first 4 months what he did in the first 4 months at Middlesbrough. Came in and taken from there and fire them up. That top four, that Champions League spot is still up for grabs. It is. It might not be in 2 weeks' time. It might not be after City and Arsenal. Could very much be gone by that point. So there are his first 2 games in charge. After 2 games, you can basically define whether Carrick's got something to really honestly chase this season, or whether we're just going, Europa League. Come on in, that's basically what we're aiming for. I know I said this last week, and I just sound like such a twat saying it, but like we just need good vibes and a few good wins. I know it sounds dumb, that's what I mean. Like I don't know what I can even say anymore. I can't say that we need to play a 4 at the back system. I can't say that we need to play 2 in midfield and Cobby's got to be one of them. I can't say that we need to play this player in this position and that player in that position, and all of a sudden things are going to be different, because it's just not true. It's just not true. There is no one defining thing that can change the trajectory that this club is on currently in any way, shape or form. I'm going to go down and read some of the chats. This isn't me coming in like doom and gloom. It's just, I'm just explaining what I see in front of my face. The decisions. The decisions. Right, there's a couple of super chats. I'll read these out and then I'll read some of your comments out too. Trex is saying 12th of Jan. We played nearly 60% of our season. I'm going to run through that stat a little bit later. That is a really grim stat. Eric, thank you very much, dude, for coming in here, supporting the community. Easy in thinking what is going on at our actual football club. Hey, look, I try my best. Eric, thank you for gifting memberships as well. And thank you for everybody who still tunes in. And I'll probably feel a little bit better speaking about it by the end of the show, because it does make it easier just to talk through it with ideally like-minded United fans. Jabak, you're saying I'm happy Ollie would get massively disrespected or abused by the fans if he took the job. Deserves better. The team is broken anyway. Can't expect much. Well, Ollie wouldn't be coming in and winning the bloody FA Cup because we're already knocked out of that. Axe saying he should have been sacked earlier. Issue is timing. Could have been sacked after Europa League. Grimsby, but not gone for said reason. Indecisive again. Like Eric. Amrin wasn't sacked because of the results. I'll keep repeating that. He'd be here to the end of the season. Ruben Amrin. If he didn't call out and fall out with Wilcox and maybe Barada. Mike is saying the fans are the main problem. We buy the merch tickets and line the Glazers' pockets. Why sell when no matter how bad it gets, the stadium is full every week? If you really want change, the people at the top need to suffer. I mean, we all know that's correct. We also know that those rhinos have got the thickest skin in the bloody world. And the only thing that will do it is changing that bottom line. But the amount of times I've always said this, boycotting Manchester United Stadium really sounds awesome on paper. But in reality, because we're such a global football club, the makeup of that ground on a match day basis, it's not as if you can just, you could get all 55,000 season ticket holders. Is it 55,000? I think it's about that. Could you get those out? Good luck uniting. So many people from so many different places and so many supporters clubs all around the world, all coming to Old Trafford at the same time. I've spoken about this before. Was it Juventus? I think it was Juventus. Was it Milan? I don't know when it was. But it was a load more local fans. And you're saying there's no easy fix because it's all broken to some degree. It hurts to see what we've become. Man, it was supposed to be different. It was supposed to be different. Unfortunately, it's become a lot of the same. Yeah, if you want to talk about a powerful protest, you're going to have to go back to that Liverpool one. That was the one where I was like most proud of United fans. Of course, it reflected badly on United fans. And then we broke into Old Trafford. We got that game cancelled against Liverpool. Was that in COVID? Is that why it got cancelled? I can't remember. I remember that. That had an impact. The biggest game in English football getting cancelled because United fans protested and barged into Old Trafford. Yeah, you're not going to repeat that, are you? That's a one-time thing. Security's just been upped. Fans and pundits wanted United to play back four. They wanted Manu back. You got what you wanted. Now don't complain. Right, ho. I'll speak about Cobby a little bit later. I've kind of got so bored. And Fletcher said this I think he said it in the post-match press conference yesterday, which we should speak about, all right? I've got so bored over these years of doing United People's TV, explaining the basics, speaking in cliches. Oh, you got to leave everything on the pitch. The intensity's got to go up. Oh, you've got to go into every duel. But I'm like, fucking hell, man. Like, it's just, like, we're still talking about the basics. Because they're just not there. And until they are there to the point where you can just not even think about them. They're so subconscious. They're so built into your football club. That's when you can really then focus on forward at back and who's playing where and overlapping runs and inverted and tactics and that sort of stuff. And that's, if you want to talk about the identity of Manchester United, that's got to be the thing that's been lost the most. That's got to be the thing that's had the greatest impact on this football club. Obviously, the greatest thing that's had the greatest impact is a certain Sir Alex Ferguson leaving. And us never, ever recovering from the shadow. But when the fundamentals aren't there, you just can't win games of football. Like Brighton yesterday. Change the goalkeeper. Change the two centre-backs. Welbeck. Of course Welbeck was going to score. Everybody knew it. Every single United fan knew it. It's not Captain Hindsight. Everyone knew it. United in that first half, and again, we've done this so many times. We've just not taken advantage of early opportunities. And then, all of a sudden, we go 1-0 down. Said it in my match reaction. It is so infuriating how seemingly easy it is for other teams to score against us. 2 clean sheets we've kept this season. 2. Then we come with 2 absolutely horrendous stats for you. We've been eliminated from the FA Cup and the League Cup for the first time at the earliest stage since 1981. And then even worse than that is this one. This is going to be our shortest season since 1914. Bloody World War One. We're talking about World War One. 111 years. I've seen some bad stats, man. I've really seen some bad stats over these years at United. Hoi, oi, 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 oi. 12th of Jan and this season is kaput. Unless Carrick can marvel a miracle in terms of... Marvel... Mate, the way that this league is going, the opportunities... We could even still trip a couple of times and probably get in to the top 5. But we've got City and Arsenal as his first 2 games. Unbelievable timing in that sense. I'm going to go down here and just read some of your comments. I'll speak about the game. I'll speak about individuals now. And I'll speak about Ineos. Right. Someone sent a super chat. What do you say? Spark, you're saying, can we not protest in the stadium? Keep doing so until the owners see we mean business. Other clubs do it. Why not? Why not us? Pitch invasions. You ever seen a pitch invasion from a protest perspective at Old Trafford? I'm not sure. Pyro. I mean, you can try. You get your fucking bottle caps taken off going into Old Trafford, let alone a bloody flare. Starman saying, United stuck in a time warp. Ex-players, Fergie and fans that experience so much glory simply cannot accept it's over. Relegation a year or 2 in the Championship is what's needed. Hey, dude, I accepted it was over a goddamn long time ago. And I also accept that I don't have the answer as to how to bring us back in. Like, again, I said this in my match reaction last night, and I honestly mean this. I don't want Champions League football next season for this team. Now, mate, they would get dicked. They would get slapped up. Why am I what? I want to watch United? No. Do I know that Manchester United need Champions League football next season for financial reasons and for prestige reasons, and in the stepping stone of getting back towards winning all the pots? Yeah, that's why I'd want United to be back in the Champions League next season. But I wouldn't want it from a footballing perspective. We're just so far from that. Oh my word, are we far from that? And that's kind of what I felt like watching United yesterday. The setup was largely what we wanted. Largely. Right? You got your 40 back. You got your Cobby in midfield. You've got a front 3. You've got Mount on the right. Okay, well, let's see what goes on there. You've got Bruno in the middle, his favourite position. You've got Seshko playing up. Cool, okay, right. There was a lot to like about the starting 11. There were problems. As that game went on, my word. I've got to speak about this bloke, man. Oh. Diogo Dalot is both incredible at getting himself into the right position, like a lot of times, making the right runs, just being in the right position. My God. It is so painful that so much of our attacking intent ends up falling at the feet of Dalot and Dorgu. 2 fullbacks. Sorry, one sec. Sorry. It's just frustrating because it stops at that point. If that falls to Ahmad, that first chance, we go 1-0 up within 3 minutes. The entire game can set out differently. The entire game. You know something that pissed me off last night? Not really. Like, we'll speak about Shea Lacey in a little bit. Not really sure why you need to go out there and speak about... Yeah, cool, the red card did give us a disadvantage, but... I mean, I wouldn't exactly say that as one of the senior players after you've seen a lad go off crying. Johnny, you said not to fight each other. Stop attacking any player at the moment. They're all low, and some are not as good. We all know that. Leave it to the coach. Nah. I'm going to comment on players that I think this isn't over-the-top criticism in any way, shape, or form. This is me simply reflecting on a football match as a football fan that I have just watched. So I will continue to have this conversation. Shea Lacey. A lad who's lit. Am I annoyed about Shea Lacey? Nah. In fact, the kid gives a shit. I really feel for him, all right? I'll be honest, I didn't even see that first yellow card. What happened? I can't even remember it. The second one, though, you can argue, the referee needs to see compassion because it's only... No, but look, this is a blanket rule in football. Show dissent like that, you're going to get a yellow. I don't really have any annoyance at the ref for that one. I don't think it should be a different rule for an 18-year-old making his FA Cup debut versus a 33-year-old senior player. I still think that's a yellow card. The first one, I have no idea what the bloody yellow wasn't. The first yellow wasn't... was it? Someone telling me it's not a yellow? But he's apologised on Instagram. I feel sorry for him, man. Like, he just got swept away in that moment in the occasion. And look, when he came on, what were United doing? Just give the ball to this 18-year-old lad, please. Because we're kind of out of... We don't really know what else to do. Reflection both of the impact that he had when he came off the bench. And it's sort of like... Again, you can have cold conversations about United DNA, this and that. One thing that I've always loved at Old Trafford... Yeah, is having the better players. Is having somebody who looks at a defender, see ya, skips past them. Somebody who can take a man on. And I think that's why a lot of us love Ahmad so much. Like his ability to just literally drift past a player. It's fantastic. But look, he's apologised. I just thought it was a bit unnecessary there from Delo, for being completely honest, to say that after the game about him. Someone asking about what formation Carrick plays. Yeah, well, he plays a 4-2-3-1. Quite basic. Quite standard. But that was my reaction watching that yesterday. And it's my reaction, really, talking about the leadership of this football team. When it comes to the big decisions, now, this isn't me downplaying the impact that Ineos have had on match-going fans, because I think that whole experience has gone downhill, but I'm talking about the actual top-level footballing decisions rather than whether they've raised ticket prices or whether they've changed the... NFT system, or whether they've taken away European collections, right? I'm speaking about their top level decisions, bringing in managers, bringing in executive members of staff. The Ten Hag decision was bad. I'm trying to think of what the worst thing was. I know, I've stopped ranking all of those. You can just read through it. Just the leadership at this football team has been diabolical. Like our chant, like we've seen it all, we've won the lot. Like we have bloody seen it all over these last 12 years, man. We've seen absolutely every movie that we have not wanted to see. And sometimes more than once. We've gone for the big experienced names in your serial winners in your Mourinho's and your Van Gaals. And we've gone for Sod that. Let's go for Solskjaer. I know, well, let's go for like up and coming. Like, let's go for Ten Hag. Let's go for Ruben Amorim. Sod that. You know what we need? We need to get in a modern football club structure. Cool. All right. Well, we can't get the Glazers out because they're greedy pricks and they won't sell for anything less than 7 or 8 billion. And Sheikh Jassim can't prove any money. Okay, right. So what's going to go on here? So we've got minority takeover. Right. Ineos come in. Right. What are we going to do? Let's bring in a CEO. Let's bring in somebody who was highly respected at City, had experience in the football and business side because that's needed at United. And then on top of that, let's bring in a football director. Oh, no, sod that. Not him. Let's sack him after 4 months. Let's bring in a new one. Let's see what he does in the job. You know what I mean? I could go on and on and on here. I didn't breathe for about a minute there. We've seemingly seen it all. And we're still stuck in the fucking mud. Every recipe's been tried. Every chef's been tried. Every executive chef. New cooker. New everything. Nope. We're still stuck in the mud. Like, I can't possibly tell you what the answer is now. I really can't. The solution is United win games of football. So I can actually tell you what the solution is. But it's highly unrealistic to expect that Michael Carrick's going to be coming into this team. Mate, Michael Carrick's going to have, realistically, let's say the BBC are correct, right? And, pardon me, they want to get him in for the training session on Wednesday. So Carrick's going to have Wednesday and Thursday because you don't have a full training session. Well, remember the kickoff's 12:30 on a Saturday. It's kind of unusual. But that's the time that it's been chosen for. So Friday's not going to be a full training day. So he's going to have 2 training sessions. Now, the good thing I would say for Carrick is that his system's not particularly complicated. Well, it can be, actually, in and out of possession. I'm very interested to see what the reaction is going to be when United start playing out from the back with the back 3 under Carrick. Very interested. It's not because we're playing with wing-backs, but it's because he plays with one. It's almost going to be a little bit, you say Ten Hag-esque, one full-back pushing up, one full-back coming in and making a 2 into a 3 in the build-up phase. Let me see what you're saying down here in the chat. Solution is don't buy AFCON players. Well, if you want to get a positive for this week, unlucky to both Ahmad and Mbeumo, but both of them are going to be available for selection against City. Although, where do you fit both of them into a system which is 4-2-3-1? Well, that's going to be a conversation that we have to have. But I don't particularly think you get both of them in exactly where you want them to be. We're strong. We have got squad depth in certain positions, and we have got no squad quality in others. It's very much an unbalanced squad still. Someone saying down there, I bet the players are sick of seeing ex-United players at the helm. With respect, I don't give a toss what the players want. Really don't. I know, like, obviously, it's easy enough me saying that. When you're managing said players, you obviously need to care about what they want. But, yeah, I just don't want my football club to be a laughingstock anymore. But that's not changing anytime soon. And that's not me as a reaction to... I'm not saying this because Carrick's going to be coming in. If you have missed the news, by the way, let me just go back to it at the beginning. Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic and BBC both saying that Carrick is in pole position for the United job. And that United want to get this announcement done within the next 48 hours. So I imagine at some point today or tomorrow, we'll probably have an extra live show and we'll run through the announcement as and when we know it's confirmed. Likely from David Ornstein, just as it was when Ruben Amorim was sacked. Carrick will do fine. He knows how to manage a championship team. Oh, look at that. Wish I had the energy to laugh at that. Yeah, my humour is... my humour levels are quite low today. I'll be completely honest. Man, I hope you know what you're getting yourself in for, Carrick. I mean, of course you do. You've been at this club for long enough. You know about the expectations. I think the thing I would be most curious about, as I said, is Carrick's Middlesbrough I wouldn't say notorious because that sounds like a bad thing. But the success of his Middlesbrough team was built on a team that had a lot of possession, that wasn't afraid to be patient in the build-up, and that's quite often ended up being a bit of a back three in the build-up phase. How does that translate to Manchester United? Because I tell you what, you really saw that in... I feel... Look, can you let me know down here, right? It's just my observation. I'll be interested to know if you've got the same one. To me, it feels like the fan base now is closer to boiling over sooner. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it. Like, there were boos at halftime, there were boos at full time, but even just watching United at Old Trafford, like anytime there was even I wouldn't say every single mistake was jeered, but it almost was a little bit like that. It felt like Old Trafford, like, as I said, there's like the frustrations are just too much for everybody now. And that's the reason I'm saying this and speaking about this, is because in that environment, in that Old Trafford, to then put in a Carrick patient, possession-heavy system, it's going to cause some frustrations there. There's going to be people that want it to be faster, that want it to be more direct, but I wouldn't say being directors work for us. I wouldn't say playing out from the... I'd say actually playing out from the back has probably been one of the kryptonites that we've still got in this team. Somehow we're still shit it. Even after managers were like 2 managers in a row, back to back, that kind of a fair amount of their system and their thinking was actually based on being good at playing out from the back. Francis is saying the fan base has lost patience for the players to deliver. The patience and the temper of fans has shortened. That's exactly how I would describe it. Thank you very much. It's better than I described it there. That's what it feels like. Honestly, I think United, over the years, we have been such an extremely patient fan base, which has pissed other fans off. Oh, why are you not doing it? Why are you still chanting support? Because when you're in that stadium, your support can impact how those players play and whether they've got that extra 2, 3, 4% confidence. And that's why as fans in the stadium, you will largely, match-going fans will do that support. But the patience has wear thin, man. It really has. Like, Delo yesterday, when after we got the first goal back, Šeško's header, and he had that ball and he ran out in defence and he was running through the middle and it's a big ass hole. Could have passed it to 2 players and then just like ran into a Brighton player, and I was like, oh. That's what it sounded like in Old Trafford. Carrick's going to have to walk into that environment, man. Someone down there, did you actually say who you prefer to steady the ship until the summer? I think I was Ollie. If I'm honest. That's not to say that I thought it was going to be like dramatically better than Carrick, and maybe it was a familiarity thing for me. Maybe I think it was just because I just looked at Ollie and thought, I know exactly what I'm going to get. Is it going to be good enough to get us? No, it's not. And we knew that last time, but is it going to be good enough to give us this sort of springboard, or at least like some sort of rocket up the arse for the next 4 months that might actually garner some results? Yeah, I thought that. Carrick, I think there are more unknowns, and maybe that's part of the reason that he's been brought in. And I really, really hope it's going to be a big success for him. He'll want that job on a permanent basis, by the way. Carrick is not looking at this as a caretaker role. And maybe that's something that he's got across and said. Then maybe that's part of why he's been given it. He's like that. I'm not just seeing it like, I'm not coming in to set the table for somebody else to eat in the summer. I'm coming in to build my Manchester United. And that is what he will do. Lunchtime today, all right? This last week was a hugely busy week, and we have double drops on most days. I'll be honest, I think you're probably going to be looking at a same sort of release schedule this week. We're going to try our best to cover everything. But yeah. John, you're talking about Van Nistelrooy. One sec, where's the bloody photo? That one there? Yeah. I don't even know if Ruud was I don't know if Rube was interviewed for the position to the same level that Solskjaer and Carrick was. I think it was considered an option at a time, but I don't know. Alex is saying, if it's the case, what would the ambition be? Top 6? I think United are probably downgrading their ambitions to just say we need European football next season. I'm not saying I could easily see us being back in the Europa League next year. Woo. Mate, this club, man. As I said, for anybody who really does give a toss about this club, and for anybody who just doesn't love, like, I love him. Big up James. James Alcott. He's saying, "Oh, Sam, you'll be doing fine out of this. Like, you keep moaning about like your club being in the pits, but no, you'll be able to. You made loads of great content." It's like, dude, like, I don't want to do it anymore. I don't. I'm exhausted by it. I'm exhausted by the optimism of what I feel might be a correct decision ending up blowing up spectacularly and not being the correct decision. And like there's so many like receipts you can try and pull up on me now. Like, I remember that video I did when Amram came in, and it wasn't because I completely made it up. It's because I looked at everything that he had done at Sporting, and I'm thinking, man, so much of that actually feels like it could correlate and come across to United, but it just never does. It just hasn't. And there's so many different examples of that. Yeah, Nathan, probably to my detriment. A lot of the times I'm a fan first and creator second, or maybe not to the detriment. That's kind of why all of you appreciate the stuff that we do here at United People's TV. But yeah, I can't possibly tell you what's coming at the end of this season. I can't possibly predict what's going to happen under Carrick. Do I think there's going to be a new manager bounce? No, I wouldn't expect a new manager bounce. Do I expect United to be better set up defensively? For the love of God, Carrick, can you bring clean sheets to this team somehow? I don't know. Can you? I hope so. But good luck to you. Because it's a medley of storms everywhere. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, Steve, I did say that. I'll be honest. I think you can see, I mean, I've unfortunately fallen into the exact position I knew I would. I said if Ruben failed, I wouldn't know where to go next. Ruben's been sacked. And I really don't know where we are now. I really don't know what's coming this week or what's coming next week. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, broken, beaten and scarred is the new motto. Anyway, lunchtime video is going to be on Carrick. Might do a tactical video on him for this evening, or I might wait until the announcement. Unsure, but I'll let you know. Thank you all for tuning in, to Gungshi, to Eric, to Yusuf, to anybody who gifted memberships. Please, all of you, hop over to the Discord. You can continue the conversation with like-minded United fans. It's tough out here, man. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to change anytime soon. I'll still be here, though. Take it easy.